Hello, I'm Brайн Trейси, and thank you for watching this video. As you know, your children are the main source and concern of happiness with your life as a parent. My goal in this message is to give you some ideas that you can use immediately to improve the happiness of your child or your children and to help them become successful when they grow up. This talk is addressed to you, the mothers and fathers of Russia, and you're some of the most important people in the world. Personally, I'm one of the top speakers, trainers, and experts on personal and professional development in the world today. My books are bestsellers in 42 languages and in 58 countries. More than 5 million people, including the leaders of IBM and Hyatt Hotels and BMW and Mercedes, have participated in my seminars and workshops over the years. And millions of them have been parents and have benefited from ideas on how they can raise their children to be happier and more successful. In my career, I have started, built, managed, or turned around 22 businesses. I have written 55 books on the subject of business management, personal success, and parenting success. I've created the most complete online internet-based business training program in the world today. Now currently I own and operate 3 businesses with activities in 28 countries. I've produced more than 500 audio and video programs on every subject of personal and professional success, including how to raise happy, healthy, self-confident children. When I started my adult life, I could never imagine that any of this would happen. I was expelled from school more than once in my teenage years for bad behavior, and I left school without graduating. Because of my negative personality, I had almost no friends, and I was never invited to parties when I was growing up. When I was 15, my mother took me to a psychologist. After the visit, the psychologist told my mother openly that if I survived as an adult, it would be in spite of his parents rather than thanks to his parents. Everything that my parents did in raising me turned out to be wrong and accidentally generated the worst possible results. When I grew up, I got married and had children. I decided that the childhood of my children would be completely different from mine. I decided that I would do exactly the opposite things that my parents had done to me so that I could raise my children to be happy and self-confident and to enjoy high levels of self-esteem. I wanted them to feel valuable and important and worthwhile when they became adults. Now, first of all, I read more than 30 books on how to raise children properly before my first child was born. And then I have read hundreds of books and articles since that date. Later, I put together a complete seminar program and taught other parents how to raise their children so that they were happy and self-confident. Many parents have told me over the years that this seminar program changed their lives and transformed their families. They told me that their children transformed and turned into positive children who are popular and who got excellent grades in school, even scholarships to the best universities. Meanwhile, my wife and I had 4 children. We practiced the ideas I will teach in my seminar on each of our children even before they were born. Did you know that a child knows if he or she is wanted even before they're born? They can feel in the womb whether or not their parents really want them. And it has an effect on their personality when they're born and when they grow up. Today, my children are all grown up, 2 boys and 2 girls, ranging in age from 20 to 32, and each of them is happy and healthy and positive and confident. The methods and techniques I have taught to more than 1 million parents have worked in raising my own children. Now, what I have done to raise my children happy and positive and full of self-confidence is what I will teach you in my show lecture, How to Bring Up Super Children. I will hold 3 online seminars on a platform of the Skills of the Future Academy, exclusively for you, parents in Russia. Now, we all have different cultures and different mentalities and different living conditions and different values. However, the secrets of bringing up super children seem to be the same for all parents all over the world. Just like 2 and 2 is 4 and 4 and 4 is 8, the rules for raising children are the same all over the world. Everybody has had the experience of child-parent relationships. In every case, it is special and different and unique from all others. Sometimes your childhood experiences were positive, and sometimes they were negative. When we grow up and get married and have children, we tend automatically to reproduce the same experiences and feelings and emotions that we once had in our childhood, and we reproduce them in our new marriages and with our children. We do to our children exactly what our parents did to us. Sometimes we even say the same words. And if you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. Now, unless you learn how to raise your children differently, you'll automatically make the same mistakes with your children that your parents made with you. Those mistakes that made you so angry and unhappy when you were growing up. So during my programs, I will ask you to keep an open mind. Be willing to consider different ways of raising children than perhaps you've ever heard before. Be prepared to put aside everything that you have known in the past and everything you've done for the education of your children up to now. Be open to the possibility that there may be better ideas that you can use immediately. My friend Wayne Dyer, the best-selling author, told me once that it is never too late to have a happy childhood. What does this mean? Well, it means that even if you had a negative childhood, you can reconsider and reinterpret it and find many positive moments in childhood that were beneficial to you. Sometimes I ask my audiences if they had a difficult childhood. Most of them will raise their hands and agree, yes, they had problems in their childhood. I will then tell them that they are very fortunate. It was their difficult childhood that developed character and understanding in them and made them more capable of being successful as adults. If they had a difficult childhood, they should be thankful. Even if you had a difficult childhood, you can find many positive moments in it by reinterpreting your childhood to yourself. You can even tell yourself, "It was great that my parents were so unkind and unfair to me. It's because of this that I have become the person that I am today. These difficult experiences built up my character and my personality." During our online seminar meeting, I will share with you some of the best secrets of successful parenting. I will show you how to raise your children, no matter what mistakes you may have made in the past, so that they are positive and confident and have high self-esteem as adults. I will show you how to raise your children so that they find love and happiness and harmony in life and are successful in their careers, and they will also be liked and respected by everyone around them all their lives. Today, I will give you 7 ideas that you can use. I'll ask you to follow these ideas between now and when I deliver my lecture in 2013. Afterwards, we can sit together and discuss the effects they've had. These are some of the best ideas ever learned in raising happy children. Number 1, children need love like roses need rain. Children can never get too much love from their parents when they're growing up. You should tell your child how much you love him or her every day and many times throughout the day. The more that children feel loved by their parents, the more confident and positive they become when they grow up. Number 2, accept your child totally as he or she is, without any conditions, without any judgment or any demands. Never criticize or condemn your child for any reason. When you accept your child unconditionally, he or she feels valuable and important. But when you criticize your child for any reason, they will feel inferior and angry. Smile as often as possible so that your child always knows that you are happy just to see him or her. This raises their self-esteem, improves their self-image, and makes them feel happy inside. Number 3, always treat your child as an equal. Get down on the floor and speak with the young child at his or her level so that the child can look into your face. Children need about 10 minutes of concentrated face-to-face time with each parent each day for them to feel safe and secure and valuable. Be sure that you supply this time. Turn off the television, put down the newspaper, and just go and spend unbroken periods of time with your child. Number 4, never criticize the child for any reason. Destructive criticism in childhood is the #1 reason for problems as an adult. If your child has made a mistake, realize that your child is still learning and growing, and in anything new, like life, people make mistakes. So instead of criticizing, sit down with the child and discuss what has happened and what the child can learn from the mistake. Use each mistake or problem with your child as a learning experience for the child so that both you and the child are actually better off after the problem or mistake than you were before. I always ask my children, what did you learn from this problem or mistake? And then we discuss all the lessons that they learned. It makes the experience positive, and afterwards, we never mention it again. Number 5, expect only the best from your child. Tell the child that you believe in him or her and in his or her ability to get good grades in school and to be successful at whatever he attempts. Always say to your child, I am absolutely confident in you. You are very talented. You are going to be a big success in life. I did this with my children for 20 years, and I still do it. And especially always say to your child that you are very proud of them and proud to have them as your son or daughter. Number 6, never force your child to do anything. Instead, discuss any task or activity with your child and encourage him or her to start it and complete it. But if the child does not complete it, just relax. Don't become angry or negative. Many parents feel that they must act like army officers and exercise their power to make their children do the things they want them to do. But abuse and threats can only intimidate and anger the child, making the child feel inferior and negative afterwards. Instead, talk to your child on equal terms and try to explain why it's important to do this or that different thing. Number 7, always ask your children for their opinions on activities and on what they are to do. Ask them what they would like to eat for dinner. Ask them where they would like to spend their vacation. Encourage your children to make their own decisions starting from childhood. This builds self-esteem and self-confidence in your children. If you start following all 7 of these pieces of advice, which are just a little bit of what you will learn in my seminar, you will already be on the way to raising your child up as positive and self-confident. Your child will be on the road to becoming a strong and happy and successful individual, and to be capable of creating and building long-term, happy relationships as an adult. The dream of any parent is to bring up happy, successful, healthy, self-confident children. So I invite you to the online meeting and seminar in Moscow in March, in Ekaterinburg in April, and Kiev in June of 2013, where I will tell you about the secrets of bringing up champions. You will learn how the very best and most effective parents all over the world raise children who become very successful and happy as adults. At the end, I will answer your personal questions and give you good advice and recommendations for the future. I look forward to seeing you at the meeting in the Skills of the Future Academy in 2013.